Hey, Skyflare here, but I figure you know that. So, yeah, video, villains, fun stuff. First villain, Nightmare Moon. Yes, good portion of the brony community's favorite princess gone bad. Jealousy corrupts her, we all know that part. And if anyone doesn't, watch episode 1, seriously. Now what we need to consider actually is why she would feel the jealousy. Clearly in the episode Sleepless in Ponyville, she can help others during the night. He helps ward off nightmares. Digibrony goes into that, so yeah. If you haven't seen his video on Luna, then check it out. I'll add an annotation somewhere, maybe a corner. Back on track now. With a power that helps ponies, why would she feel so much jealousy toward her older sister? I'm the oldest in my family, so I can't relate in that way, but I can be really bored and make a part of my video focusing on it. What if it wasn't just that? What if there was more to it? That's a lot of what ifs, but seriously, what if? Think about it. They rolled together for an unnamed period of time before she went power mad. Sorry, Luna lovers, but she did kind of go power mad. This supposedly takes place sometime after Sombra's defeat. A lot of things happened about 1,000 years ago. They defeat Sombra together, and later that same year, or not long after, Luna tempers with the dark powers and becomes Nightmare Moon. There may be some connection in there somewhere, but that is tying the two together, so I'll cover it with my Sombra headcanon that's coming up later in this same video. So for now, let's look at her flaw with the "from this moment forth, the night will last forever" plan. It would be cold. Too cold to sustain plant life. Dragons, being cold-blooded, would be the first creatures to die of the cold, followed by ponies. The temperature change would not be instant, but in time. With no warmth from the sun, it would happen. They would all die. Next up, we have Discord, the god of chaos. Yeah, more like mischief. As much as people want to claim that he's evil, he really isn't. Discord actually just goofs off, enjoying himself, sure, but not every pony else in the show seems to enjoy it. But he did, and that's what matters to him. If you are arguing right now, then tell me this. How many ponies were injured during the episodes featuring him? None, as far as we know. I think Applejack did more harm in the episode Applebuck season than he did in all 3 of his episodes. His rehabilitation in Keep Calm and Flutter On was only partial, but his friendship with Fluttershy was enough to make him try. I think that knowing that he could use his powers in a way that would give him self-enjoyment, as well as all of Equestria, was actually part of the inspiration behind it. He doesn't seem like the kind of Draconicus that would actually purposefully hurt anyone. He flips houses upside down, takes away powers, and even changes the physical structures of animals. But there's no proof that any of the victims of his mischief were actually hurt in the process. Queen Chrysalis, another monarch, seems to be a running thing, right? First off, I really like her name. The changelings are all evil, right? In the words of a wise pony, Big Mac, nope. Why did the changelings invade CANTERLOT? They were planning to feed on the love of the ponies who resided there. Everyone knows that, and if you don't, watch a CANTERLOT wedding. Now, the question is, are they really actually all that evil? All the changelings wanted to do was feed. Now, I'm no biologist, but I did pass a class on it once. And one thing that I learned in there is that if you don't eat, you die. Now, once again, not a biologist, but death is bad. We don't like dying. Now, I'm not defending Chrysalis' actions, but a different if she took a different method, then it could be justified pretty easily. In this situation, though, they were acting as predators, feeding on the ponies without restraint. As far as I can tell, Shining Armor wasn't negatively affected every time that Chrysalis fed on him, so it clearly doesn't have to be the way it was. There was another option, but there's also the chance that they were nearly starved to death by the time they launched the attack. But that's enough on that. I'll let you make your own interpretations of Chrysalis's actions. Okay, not really. To further defend my point, look at the changelings. They are literally wasting away to nothing. They look physically like they are starving to death. They are extremely slim compared to the average model of a pony, and they have holes. The holes? Seriously. Okay, now you can make your own interpretation. That was enough for influencing you on Chrysalis, but now we're back to Sombra. Finally, back to the beginning of this video. I said, judging on the show's wording, Nightmare Moon came around not long after King Sombra's defeat. Once he was defeated by the elements of harmony, he lost his corporeal form, but his influence on the crystal ponies was strong enough that it was able to hold them until the kingdom's return 1,000 years later. At that point, he could attack it again, trying to regain what he thought was rightfully his, right? That's one possibility, and in this one, he cast a spell, amplifying the jealousy of Princess Luna, thus creating Nightmare Moon. Alternatively, he could have been possessed by the dark powers that he used. Note that when they cast the dark spells, both Celestia and Twilight have the eye thing going on. Well, what if, here's another one of that phrase again, there was a fight to protect the kingdom. Maybe, in that situation, the dark magic was used to protect the crystal ponies from whatever was attacking them. Maybe he used it too much, though. Maybe the powers took hold of him, changing him from the loving king that would do anything to protect his kingdom into the cruel king that enslaved the entire population of said kingdom. Now that I've got you thinking about it, tell me your ideas, or how crappy mine are, because I figure I'm gonna get that, but once again, these are opinions. So, instead of beating down someone else's, just kind of state your own. That's about it, so have a good day, night, or whatever other obscure time period applies to you.